And then you mentioned how the Rams could potentially win this game in Philly, where you're zooming in from, because in part they've got that nobody believes in us card, and we can play free card to play against the Eagles. I mean, the Commanders, I think, created that deck right now, right? Going into Detroit. So what do you give me? Give me the chances of Jayden Daniels one and dunning the Lions, which would be a shocker to say the least. What do you think there?
That'd be a huge shocker. I just think you look at the Detroit Lions this season, and much like we've talked about the Chiefs over the last couple of years, this year with the injuries in Detroit and how good they looked from the beginning of the season, it's like every week we've waited with the injuries to see this fall off from this team, and like, oh man, now it's too many people. Like, we're going to see them take a step back, and every week they go out and absolutely annihilate people and play high-level execution football. Not just the talent they have, but I think we don't talk about enough of the way they go out and just flat out execute every week. I mean, I think of our game on NFL on Prime when we had the Packers-Lions game, and it's like the Packers took that lead in the second half and continued to score, and every single time the Lions touch it, they had to go get points. Whether it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, doesn't matter. We're going for it. We're getting it. We're finding a way to win this game. You have to be a crazy elite team to be able to just continuously stay that consistent and execute at that high of a level. So I think for me, I think this is where, obviously the Commanders have been fun. Jayden Daniels, my LSU Tiger, has been out of this world this season. But I think it comes to an end this weekend. I mean, I think Detroit Lions are just too good, man. And I think matchup-wise, there's some things the Lions do so well that really match up well against the Commanders and what they do. So Jared Goff's been amazing against man blitzes. He's continued to punish teams because of the talent they have. And honestly, that offensive line, I think the Lions handle business. And I picked this a long time ago. We came on the show, me and Fitz.
Yep.
These quarterbacks, they're worried about incompletions. They want to take these cheap sacks because they don't want to throw incompletions. He didn't want to pick it. I said from the beginning, Rich, it was going to be the Eagles versus the Lions in the NFC Championship. It was going to be the Chiefs and the Ravens. And I still think that. I still believe it. And unfortunately, I'm conflicted because my Rams are in it now, and I would love nothing more than them to find some way to knock out the Giant. That would be an amazing time to be wrong. That's for sure.
Then let me, before I let you go, why do you think the Ravens beat the Bills, and give me the formula of what we're going to see on Sunday?
Well, I think if you look at it, this second half of the season and really the way this Ravens defense has changed it around. I mean, they already dominated Buffalo earlier in the year, but you look at the Ravens defense and how bad they were playing in the secondary, the yards they were giving up until week 10 or 11, and then completely flipped the script and became one of the best defenses in the NFL the last half of the season. They stopped the run all year long, and that's what they've done well. And if you think of Buffalo this year, Josh Allen's been amazing, but one of the things they've honestly done really well with James Cook and this Buffalo Bills offensive line that's been, Aaron Kromer's done a hell of a job, is run the football well in a lot of these atmospheres. You think of the San Francisco game in the cold weather and the snow, really the way they were able to run it. You think of last week, even the way they started that game, even with Denver scoring, like, we're just going to pound the football. We trust our offensive line and James Cook to make plays, and then Josh will take his opportunities and do what he does. I think with Baltimore, you look at it, they'll be able to stop the run, and they're going to force Josh to make the plays. And so to me, it's going to come down to how many Superman plays does Josh have to make in this game? Whereas when I look on the Ravens side, I just believe Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, you got two super guys that you got to handle. There's two superheroes over there. So Derrick Henry, you got to get him on the ground. And if you do, they're going to let Lamar go to work. And that's going to be a bigger challenge for this Buffalo Bills defense, which is shown to give up a ton of points at different points of the season, at different parts of the season. So I just think that the Bills almost have to play the better game to win. I think the Ravens can be the Ravens and win this game just by how they're built and their style. And I would love to be wrong, because, Fitz will be happy on the podcast on Monday. But you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. This is what I said would happen, and I'm going to ride it out, and I'll be wrong if I'm wrong.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.